Hi guys, I just wanted to put out this quick video. Today there was an announcement regarding the white paper for the Brexit negotiations with the EU. Now this white paper has talked about frictionless trade across open borders and the way that goods and services are going to be transferred around the single market. Now this is a subject that I've been talking about certainly for the last 4 years, and definitely since the referendum in June of 2016. What I want to talk about today and quickly try and explain about the DigiByte blockchain and why the DigiByte blockchain has the potential to completely revolutionize the way that goods and services are moved from one entity to another. I'm going to hopefully try and explain with the help of I'm just out for a walk, but with the help of a leaf and a bunch of red berries. Now, to give people an idea of where this is going to come from, at the moment we've mined, or the DigiByte blockchain has mined just over 10.5 billion coins of a maximum of 21 billion. So that would be 21 billion DigiByte, let's call them assets, tokenized digital assets, 21 billion that will be mined by 2035. Now, at the moment, we all know they're trading at just under 3 cents. There's about 10.8 billion DigiByte coins that have been mined. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that we had 21 billion. It was 2035. We had 21 billion of these tradable assets. Now, with this white paper that's just been announced today, goods and services in the future will trade seamlessly across an open border. So let's say, for argument's sake, we wanted to sell this key, and this key was in one country, and the supply chain took it through various different borders. So we're going to use this dock leaf, and this is a boat. So the key will be loaded onto the boat. So the key goes onto the boat. The key will be valued in the DigiBytes. So in my pocket we've got a handful of DigiBytes. So there we have a handful of DigiBytes. So at the moment we're saying that this key is worth 6 DigiBytes. So these 6 DigiBytes will be part of the 21 billion. So we've already agreed that we've now allocated 6 DigiBytes for this key. And this key transports across borders. And as it transports across borders, the seamless, frictionless trade across all parties will agree that those 6 DigiBytes have been allocated to that one key, and effectively it carries along the supply chain. Now, as the key arrives at its destination, the 6 DigiBytes, which is obviously the 6 DigiBytes, will effectively be transferred, but it be transferred as it goes along the supply chain. Now, one of the fundamentals that, you know, a lot of people are still missing, when you transfer a asset from one person to another using a digital token, by definition you have to hold in reserve that digital token. Now at the moment, DigiByte is got a market cap, we've got about 10.8 billion coins, or 10.8 billion digital assets. In order for the goods and services to hold in reserve the value they have to acquire the digital assets initially. So that's the first thing they would have to do. So they would say, we have looked at the DigiByte blockchain, we like its security, we like its transaction speed, it's a proven blockchain, therefore we as a group will be happy to allocate the transfer of goods and services on the DigiByte blockchain. Now, at the moment, we've got 10.8 billion available. These will obviously increase to a maximum of 21 billion. But if you think about transferring goods and services, at the moment, the cryptocurrency market, as we all know, is worth around about 0.2 trillion. I've been saying all along that by 2023, the cryptocurrency market will be worth in excess of 50 trillion. Now, the reason why I've been saying it's going to be worth in excess of 50 trillion, in order to transfer goods and services around the world, you're actually having to hold in reserve the digital asset, the underlying value of the digital asset. So at the moment, DigiByte is worth around about 0.2 trillion, 200 million, about 0.2 billion. If DigiByte went to $1 per DigiByte, and there was 21 billion coins maximum available, that would mean you will be limited to transfer 21 billion worth of goods and services. Now, 21 billion of goods and services really is pocket change. You could have that in one order, you know. I'm not saying for 1 minute, that my key is worth 21 billion on one boat. But you can imagine, to transfer goods and services all over the world across all borders, 210 billion, 2.1 trillion, you know, at 210 billion, you know, it's a fraction of what the total value of goods and services is traded. So I'm sticking by what I've said, and I've been saying this now for a while, that this migration onto a tokenized economy, a blockchain tokenized economy, that is effectively going to allow for the first time goods and services to be transferred seamlessly, frictionlessly across open borders, as it has been put into the white paper that's been issued today by the government to go to the EU and get their approval for. This is the future. This is what's going to happen. So can I see the DigiByte blockchain worth 2.1 trillion? Well, yeah, because what you have to do, you have to understand, in order to transfer the goods seamlessly through open borders on a frictionless trade in the environment of a trusted entity, where parties on the supply chain will agree that they trust the DigiByte blockchain. It's secure, it's fast, it will move across the borders. When they agree that they're going to effectively trade, and in this case we've said the key, and they're going to use the DigiByte assets, then they have to hold on account, in reserve, the value, the underlying value of the transfer. So I'm sticking by what I've been saying now for a while, and that is, by 2023, the total cryptocurrency blockchain distributed ledger market is going to be worth 50 trillion. And the DigiByte blockchain is effectively going to possibly become the, or at least one of the preferred blockchains. And once people start understanding to transfer the goods and services and to look at the value of the goods and services, the total goods and services. At the moment, the global GDP is around about 75 trillion. You know, what is 2.1 trillion? You know, what is 2.1 trillion to hold in reserve? It's a fraction. So I'm sticking by what I've been saying. If you want to have a little think about it, let me know. Drop your comments down below. But as far as I'm concerned, this is how we were measuring the DigiByte blockchain with a bunch of berries. I'm out for a walk and a bowl. Cheers guys, speak to you soon. Bye for now.